All right, check this out. Even Jim Jones would blush at the level of cult-like behavior surrounding tariffs, and you Trump supporters have got to chill out. Let me give you the example of this company on Twitter named Wyze. They specialize in selling security cameras to homes and businesses, and they had the goal to post on Twitter how much they were paying in tariffs. They simply posted the duties that were imposed at the border when they imported their products that they sell to American businesses and homes, and Trump supporters began to relentlessly attack not only the business, but the owner of the business in the comments. They feel like instinctually obligated to defend Daddy Trump and his tariff policy, so much so that they will try to nuke an American business, which is insane. They posted on Twitter, "Just got our first tariff bill. We imported $167,000 of floodlights and then paid $255,000 in tariffs. That's more than any of our founders were paid last year." One more time, they paid more in tariffs than any of their founders were paid in the entirety of last year. And of course, this thread blew up and got 8.1 million views. They even posted the receipts, so you can see the original invoice value is $167,000, and over on the right, the ascertained duty, the duty imposed at the border by Customs and Border Patrol is $255,000. Because, fun fact, the tariff is actually collected at the U.S. border by Customs and Border Patrol and paid by the company importing it, not paid for by China. China has nothing to do with the tariffing process on our end. So, Trump needs to learn that. And then you go to Wharton, he should know that. But then the attacks ensued. We can go through all of these attacks in just 1 second, but I first want to run you through some irony, because the Target CEO, who, keep in mind, donated $1 million towards Trump's inauguration and then removed all DEI policies at Target's, has had his pay decline 45%. The Minneapolis-based retailer fell short of several performance measures, which meant lower equity awards. Then we have this study, which is incredibly important because sometimes I get too caught up talking about abstract concepts. Like I made a whole video the other day talking about U.S. alliances and how they are eroding. And that's very, very important. It's very, very interesting. But the average American cares more about their day-to-day lives, cares more about how Trump's tariffs affect them. And I care as well. I need to be balancing out my diplomacy talks with the actual day-to-day effects. Because the reality is, when Trump pushes these allies away, it does drive wages down, it drives prices up, it makes the US a big red no-no trade zone. Imagine this. Before Trump took office, the average tariff across the globe for any country was 5%. Now the US has a minimum of 10% on every country except for China and North Korea. When another country is looking to trade, they see the US as a big red no-no expensive zone, a 10% zone. The rest of the world is 2 to 5%. So now the US will suffer, American families will suffer. The average American family doesn't have $500 to cover an emergency, and Trump is asking them to spend an extra $1,400 a year on tariffs, maybe even more. It could actually be more like $2,000 a year, which is impossible for the vast majority of Americans. But read this. Everyone says they'll pay more for products made in the USA, so they ran an A/B test. The big argument from MAGA supporters is that if there are two products and one is made in the USA and it's $8, but one is made in China and it's $3, they'll always buy the one made in the USA. So they ran a study. When we priced a US-made version of our product 85% higher than a Chinese-made one, 25,650 customers had the chance to vote with their wallets. Here's what happened. Many people say, I'll gladly pay more to support American made, so they ran an experiment. They created a secret landing page. The product and the design were identical. The only difference, one was labeled Made in Asia and was priced at $129. The other, Made in the USA at $239. You can see the filter, the shower head right here. The visitors were given the choice to either buy products made in the USA or made in Asia. The results were sobering. Out of 25,650 visitors, people added the Asia one 3,560 times and the USA one 24 times to the cart. But purchases were only for the Asia product. They tested everything, color, copy, layout. They ran it over multiple days and traffic sources. The same outcome every single time. It's an insane result, and it debunks the myth that Trump and Trump supporters are saying. They claim to be pro-small business, but look at the way that they're attacking this business. And really quickly, it seems like we've entered a new period of economic uncertainty due to the current administration. Tariffs are spiking, the cost of imports are through the roof, and a lot of small business owners are getting crushed. That's why a lot of business owners turn to Shopify. Shopify powers millions and millions of businesses, from giants like Mattel and Gymshark to brands just starting out like mine. And it makes it way easier to set up your store, to manage your products, and to market customers across email and social media. Shopify genuinely makes it a lot easier. They give you beautiful templates to set up your website. They give you a purple Shop Pay button that people can just use to check out in a breeze. And Shopify helps you spend less time on the busy work and more time keeping your main business going. So if you're ready to sell, if you want to run a business of any sort, I highly recommend Shopify. You can turn your ideas to reality with Shopify. So go to shopify.com/Mockler. Again, link in the description, shopify.com/Mockler, and you can sign up for $1 per month. Click the link at the top of the description. Thank you to Shopify for making this video possible. Back to the video. Somebody responded to Wyze Cam's original post. Remember, they said, we just got our first tariff bill. We imported 167K and paid 255K in tariffs. Someone responded, I have your products plus pay subscription. Maybe stick to figuring out your situation instead of jumping on social media and getting political. Stop giving China business. And Wyze said, we aren't trying to be political at all. Just sharing a story from the trenches, literally. And even if they were to reject China's shipment and make US made products, nobody would actually buy them. Remember the study we just read. And yeah, they aren't being political. They're pointing out a fact of business. That's like saying it's a fact of business. Somebody said, thanks for letting us know who you are. Never to buy your products. Wow, it's so woke. Wyze responded, I agree. Let's boycott all of the companies that follow the law and pay tariffs. Mojo Bones said, 1, get out of Seattle. 2, suck it up, Buttercup. 3, your founders sound overpaid. 4, stop complaining. If the founders are paid $250,000, yes, that would put them in the top 1%, but you can easily make the argument, depending on the business, that a founder or a CEO making $250K is like how the structure should work. That's the case in many, many corporations. Wyze says, 1, but we live here and our kids go to school and stuff regarding Seattle. 2, they said okay regarding suck it up, Buttercup. 3, they said fair regarding their founders being overpaid. And 4, they said okay when they said stop complaining. I mean, they're funny responses, but not from the Trump supporters. It's sad seeing this level of cult-like behavior from the party that is supposed to be pro-small business. They are now bullying small businesses online. To be honest, because of Trump supporters, this business got a good PR win. 8.1 million views. I mean, half of the people that saw it were probably Trump supporters, but the other half may actually appreciate the fact that this company is paying tariffs and following the law, and actually trying to operate around this unpredictable environment. And I'll leave it at that. Make sure you drop a like, subscribe. Many people comment stuff like, I've been watching you for a while now, but I never actually scrolled down and click subscribe. So make sure you scroll down, click subscribe. Love you all. See you in the next video, and peace out.